What if I told you the most dangerous spy wasn't caught in a dramatic rooftop chase or a shootout in a foreign capital, but by a single image on a computer screen? One routine Tuesday morning, one bored security officer, one diplomatic pouch passing through border control, and one discovery that would unravel an international espionage operation spanning 3 continents. This is the true story of how a flicker on an airport X-ray screen became the thread that intelligence agencies pulled, exposing a spy who thought they were untouchable. March 15, 2024, Vienna International Airport, 6:47 a.m. Sarah Mitchell had been an X-ray operator for border security for 11 years. She'd seen it all, or so she thought. Diplomatic pouches. Under international law, they're supposed to be untouchable, immune from search, protected by treaties dating back decades. But Sarah's job wasn't to open them. It was to watch, to observe, to notice patterns. And that morning, something didn't fit the pattern. Inside the pouch, most items showed up as expected. Documents, thin, uniform. But there, in the corner of the X-ray image, a rectangular shape, dense, too dense for paper, too structured for a phone. Sarah had seen thousands of diplomatic pouches. None looked like this. She pressed the intercom button. Supervisor to Station 4, non-standard anomaly, diplomatic pouch. The next 60 seconds were critical. Alert the courier, and whoever was behind this disappears forever. Cause a diplomatic incident and careers end, international relations fracture. But do nothing, and a potential threat walks through your country's borders. The supervisor looked at the screen, gave a subtle nod, and made a discreet hand signal to plainclothes officers positioned throughout the terminal. The decision was made. Shadow protocol. The courier would be followed. The pouch would be quietly secured, and nobody would know until it was too late. 4 hours later, in a secure forensics facility on the outskirts of Vienna, specialists began their work. Everything was documented, every seal, every layer. Evidence preservation was paramount. They carefully laid out the contents, standard documents, trade agreements, embassy correspondence, all legitimate, all expected. And then they found it, the rectangular object wrapped in diplomatic paper. At first glance, it looked like a portable hard drive, the kind you'd buy at any electronics store. But the weight was wrong, the seams too precise, the materials too specialized. Senior technical analyst Klaus Werner had spent 20 years identifying surveillance equipment. What he found inside this device made his hands shake. This wasn't just a storage device, it was a sophisticated intelligence collection platform, military-grade encryption, burst transmission capability, and something else, a cellular modem configured to activate on a specific geographic trigger. Translation: this device was designed to automatically connect to nearby networks the moment it entered a target location, extracting data, transmitting secrets, all without anyone touching it. And the target coordinates programmed into its GPS chip? The Ministry of Defense headquarters, 3 kilometers from the airport. Every component told a story. The capacitors were manufactured in Shenzhen, the circuit board traced back to a military contractor in Eastern Europe. The encryption algorithm matched patterns seen in previous espionage cases. This wasn't amateur hour. This was state-sponsored, professional, calculated. And somewhere out there, the person who sent this device was wondering why it hadn't checked in. While forensics dismantled the device, another team was dismantling the courier's cover story. Alexander Petrov, cultural attaché, diplomatic credentials from an Eastern European embassy. On paper, completely legitimate. But intelligence agencies don't believe in coincidences. Petrov had made this same route 4 times in the past 6 months, always with diplomatic pouches, always passing through Vienna, always continuing to locations near sensitive government facilities. His communications were careful, encrypted apps, burner phones, but patterns emerged. Calls made from specific locations, emails sent at suspicious intervals. And then surveillance teams caught something crucial. Petrov meeting with a known intelligence operative from a foreign service in Prague 2 weeks before the Vienna incident. The operative's code name in intelligence databases was the Architect, responsible for coordinating technology transfers and espionage operations across Europe. Every thread they pulled revealed another connection, another operation, another device that might have made it through. 4 previous trips, 4 devices potentially delivered, 4 security breaches that might have been feeding intelligence for months. The decision was made at the highest levels. This couldn't be a simple arrest. This had to be a controlled exposure, maximum intelligence gathering, minimal diplomatic fallout. They would let Petrov think he was safe, let him make contact with his handlers, let the network expose itself, and then they would strike. March 18th, 3 days after the initial discovery, Petrov was scheduled to attend a reception at the embassy. To him, everything seemed normal. The device was surely delivered, his mission complete. He didn't notice the servers who watched him too carefully, the photographers whose cameras never clicked, the guests who appeared at every event he attended. At 9:47 p.m., Petrov left the reception, alone, walking toward a pre-arranged meeting point in a quiet street near the diplomatic quarter. That's when they moved. No sirens, no drama, just quiet efficiency. Vehicles blocked the street. Agents emerged from doorways. Within seconds, Petrov was surrounded. In his briefcase, they found encrypted communications, dead drop instructions, and most damning, a receipt of transmission, confirmation that a previous device had successfully extracted classified data from a government network. But Petrov was just one piece. The interrogation revealed the structure of the entire network, safe houses, other operatives, technical specifications for the devices. Within 72 hours, coordinated operations across 6 countries rolled up the network. 17 operatives detained, 8 devices recovered, countless security vulnerabilities identified and closed. The diplomatic fallout was managed quietly. Persona non grata declarations, silent expulsions, the kind of consequences that happen behind closed doors. To the public, it was barely news, a minor diplomatic incident, routine procedures. But in the intelligence community, this was a victory. Today, Sarah Mitchell still works her station at Vienna International Airport, still watching the X-ray monitor, still looking for patterns. But the technology has evolved. Algorithms now flag anomalies automatically. Diplomatic pouches receive enhanced scrutiny through AI-assisted analysis. International cooperation on border security has never been stronger. The lessons from that March morning in 2024 rippled through security agencies worldwide. Protocols were updated, training enhanced, intelligence sharing improved. Because sometimes the biggest threats don't announce themselves with explosions or drama. Sometimes they're just a flicker on a screen, an anomaly in a pattern, a moment of professional vigilance from someone doing their job. The device never made it to its target. The spy network was dismantled. Classified information was secured. All because one X-ray operator noticed something that didn't belong. In the world of espionage, the most dramatic victories are often the quietest ones, the threats you never heard about, the disasters that never happened. Thanks to the professionals who watch the screens, scan the patterns, and keep us safe from the threats we'll never see.